We at it once again.
Oh, it's such a privilege.
You know what time it is.
Moon time.
Moon time.
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, illumination in the dark. You can have darkness and light at the same time.
Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Stroke, the art of mental stimulation. Tonight, you know what we'll be talking about? Love. That four-letter word. Oh, so elusive. Everybody desires it. But yet, it seems so far away sometimes.
And yet, everybody is scared to look in the mirror and see everything in reverse.
Everyone is love, man. Do they realize that?
Well, if we're not making evolutions, we're not making love.
Do you realize that? You are love?
Yeah, let's go with it.
All right, let's do it then, man. Tonight we're talking about pure love. Love in its purest form. God's love, man. If you read the Bible, for those of you who do that, we're talking about that good, wholesome love that God talks about in every aspect and every capacity, just deep down in your soul, man.
Well, let me ask you a question. If there's no such thing as divine, could there really be love?
Yeah. I mean, we are love. God is love. So if we exist, you are love. If you're here, you are love.
Then we got to think we're more than what we are.
Yeah, you know that, man. Of course we're more than what we are, though.
I got a major question for you as we go on the topic of love.
Okay.
Right? So what's lacking in love? Let's go in reverse form because, again, we have to look in the mirror every single day.
Okay.
See ourselves.
Okay.
If we're not a representation of.
I think what's lacking in love is, do you think that most people, do they even think they're deserving of love? You know, I think that's the key thing, you know. Most people, when faced with love, but coming from another spirit, another soul, I don't know, it seems like it's self-sabotage a lot of times. Yeah, it's not just romantic, even in friendships and any type of relationship. When faced with love, most people, they're afraid of it. So why are we afraid of the one thing that's so pure, so beautiful?
Well, because, again, the problem comes into this particular segment. Why are we afraid of ourselves? We can't look at ourselves. We can't see ourselves. We're afraid to be ourselves.
Okay. I think that goes along with, do we think that we're supposed to be perfect? Do people look for perfection within themselves? Because that's what it is. If you think you fall short of love and when you're faced with it, you think you don't you think you don't deserve it is the word that I mean. It got to be something within yourself, the shadows, the dark part of yourself. But we're not meant to be perfect, so...
Right.
You know, so
we start creating expectations within ourselves. We start thinking this is what love is supposed to be in the sense of what we need for ourselves. So we start looking at people in that way. So that creates an expectation in us. And then we start judging them on that same basis. We look at them like, well, you're not what I want for love, right? This is what I see within myself. And now we become afraid of being vulnerable, though.
Yeah, that word vulnerable always comes up. We say that, I think, a couple episodes ago, man. Or maybe last episode, too.
Well, yeah, it's gonna always be there because we're not doing what we're supposed to do. I wanna hit you with just one simple principle.
Okay.
Love is supposed to be all encompassing, right?
Okay.
So explain to me why we can't be that way with each other.
Do you think you can really have love? Can love and vulnerability have to coexist? Can you have one without the other?
Nope.
You have to. So you have to be vulnerable in order to obtain love, and that's the one thing everybody's afraid of, vulnerability.
Well, that's usually why our circle is small.
Okay.
You know, we think we can be more vulnerable with the people that's close within our circle.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And we think they encompass everything we are.
Okay.
Like they protect us as we protect them, right? Right?
Yeah, most people, when they show love to someone, they open up that side of themselves. That's because they have exposed the darkest part of themselves. But do you think you can really walk this earth every day at the total level of vulnerability, just really taking that mask off and just being yourself, like all together? I think that.
Yep.
You think you can do that?
Yep.
But why more people don't do it then?
We're afraid.
That word keep coming up, fear, man.
Well, because it's a real thing. We have phobias in this world.
What caused them, though?
Well, conditioned minds and, you know, think
experience, too. Like life experiences, living, actually opening yourself up to someone. And I think, number one, we put that love and happiness, we put it in other people's hands. And it's not their job to provide any of that for us.
Well, let's think back on the times when we were children, right?
Okay.
and when we didn't think vulnerability was a weakness, or we didn't think we were exposed, right?
Okay.
So in those moments, like as an adult, you get to look at a child show you affection and love unconditionally, correct?
It's easy to show love as a child too, because you're not thinking of anything else. You're just being who you are.
So the point becomes, had we not had conditioned thoughts how we should exist in the world, we would never lose the idea of what love really is, because it would be more natural to us.
It really would be, though.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know that most people. Okay, let's go to this topic right here. Okay, most people. Let's say you live in life. You find this person. I'm gonna go to romantic love for a second, because love does not have to be defined as just being romantic and all that. Romantic love. Most people meet this person. They have these expectations that you stated. I want this in a person. I want this in a person. That and that. They have to have this, and boom, one day they meet the person that has all of those things, but then they mess it up though. So that's the part that just blows my mind. I've been in several situations like that where it was just like mind blowing how much chemistry you have with this person, and how much love, and how many boxes they check off the list. But yet, not just everybody. I mess it up too.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, the question really becomes, why do you think that happens, though?
That's what I want to get to. I want to get to the bottom of that. Why
okay. Do we legit just disconnect?
No, you don't just disconnect with the person.
Do we stop loving each other?
You don't stop loving each other.
So we're not evolving together.
Okay, I'm trying to see. I don't even want to say you're not evolving. I guess because you're almost afraid that they're gonna pull that rug from under your feet. Like it's like a person that you love that much.
Trust doesn't continue.
I guess that might be it too.
But then we're not evolving together.
But the person you love that much, that's the person that has the power to actually do those things to you. It's like all the walls have to come down to show.
Oh, well, they create more fear.
Again, there's the fear word again, man.
Yeah, well, let's think about it for a second.
When they get bored with it, it's like a lot of people who you check every box, this is what I want, this is what I want. They will mess that up for the person they have to guess about. I think people think it's a safer thing for someone who they feel like they have to prove themselves to.
Well, yeah, you're not vulnerable.
You are vulnerable.
Not really.
But you feel like you have more control and you know what to expect.
Right.
If I got this person, I don't want to say asshole, they're an asshole. They show me some potential. Okay, they act asshole-ish or whatever, but every other thing they do is like the opposite of what I want. But yeah, it's a challenge. I just want to, I want to make them. It's a project. I want to make them be like this. I want to make them. Do I know they got it in them? They showed it to me. You got this other person they call nice guy or nice girl.
That's puppeteering at the end of the day, and you're protecting
yourself. So what do we really desire? Do we really desire love at its core then? Do people really desire love?
At the end of the day, as children, as infants, we want affection, we want love, we want comfort. I want to bring a principle or example
Okay, you're getting away from what I said, so I hope this example and principle is about to cover.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's think about animals, for example. Take a monkey, for example.
Okay.
Naturally, they will nurture their infants, right?
Okay.
They protect them. All of that is a natural course of action, right? And then eventually they push them away so that they can grow up a little bit. The problem with us as human beings, though, the very moment we feel any push or we feel any affection, once we put ideology into play, conditioned thoughts, ideas that we formulate in our mind, we no longer understand affection, and we're afraid of comfort with each other. So the more vulnerable we become with each other, we might put up another wall. So we stop experiencing real love. If we think about our infant state, we never went there.
I don't know. Can you stop experiencing love, though? You saying with a person? That's like, to be in love, to fall out of love, you have to be in love. If you ever love somebody, you love them all the time. I don't think it's a stop point. Well, if it's true love, if it's pure love.
Love is infinite.
Okay.
It has no end.
So what about people who say they fell out of love? So they never loved at all in the beginning anyway?
Well, not necessarily.
How can you say that, though?
Well, love, okay, if we take love as something that creates emotion, comfort, warmth, or whatever the case may be, right? If that is supposed to be infinite, because it's never ending, the very first time you ever felt it, right?
Okay.
Does it end just because you and a physical being no longer exist together?
No.
Okay, so it's infinite.
It does. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. It's infinite. I'm really just trying to get to the bottom of people, man.
Well, talk to me some more.
I'm just trying to solve this problem of why people mess things up, why people feel like they have to take on projects and why they got to work so hard for love. Like, why they don't think love come easy. It's like, if it's not hard, if you don't go through stuff, you make people prove that they love you. You make people prove they're going to stay there. You make people prove they're going to be there. Yet you got somebody who's just right there giving it to you freely, and that's what you doubt the most. But yet the person that is not showing you anything, that's where you put the most work into. That's what most people do.
Well, that's an emptiness that we continue to try to fill.
So at the end of the day, it's still something within that person. Something that's...
Yes.
Some work they have to do on themselves before they can accept what that real love is.
Right. Again, if we don't know how to love ourselves, we can't love another. And we can never appreciate true love from another.
Okay, what about, you got this person, a woman. She's independent. She has great energy. She's in a great place in life, whatever. But she started talking to this person. She started dealing with this person. All of a sudden, you just see her lose herself. That goes back to putting the love and happiness in somebody else's hand. She relinquishes all that control, everything she has. She put in this person's hand and say, "Love me. I'm just giving you all of me." And then you look up later, she's losing weight. Yep. She's stressed out, and she's
whether man or woman.
Right.
At the end of the day, there's an emptiness in you, and you're trying to find it in someone else versus yourself. So self-love has to exist.
Okay. So you're saying, I'm just saying though. So that person she was at first, that didn't exist. Mm-hmm. There was no happiness, no love, or none of that. So deep down, you're saying she had issues. She was covering them up or something? I'm saying somebody that's happy in total aspect. Her career, she's happy. She has a lot going for herself. She's not even really thinking about love and all that. But she finds somebody, she tried, you look up to her, and she just a whole different person. Somebody just destroyed her or whatever. What happened in that scenario?
Somebody just destroyed her.
Yeah. She's not the same person.
Well, she's not looking within herself.
Did she lose herself? Because she was good at first, is what I'm saying.
Could be. It depends. Okay. I mean, let's look at it like this.
Okay.
Where is happiness? Because happiness is easily connected to love, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
So if that person decides to deviate from their course, let's give it the hypothetical. Is that person looking for themselves, or they're looking for a person?
Looking for a person, huh?
But then that's an emptiness, and there's no love there.
I don't think so, man.
Okay, so if you're looking for someone else to find yourself.
Not to find yourself. She just want love. She want to be happy. She got everything else going in her life. He or she has everything else going in their life. Everybody wants love.
Right, but if you don't start with yourself, you can't find it.
She loves herself. Before that, she was good. She didn't need nobody. She's in her space. She's happy. She's
so what do you think created that moment for that person?
What created that moment in that person? Maybe disregarding red flags, trying to fix somebody else, trying to change a person into what they want them to be. Maybe because physical attraction. Okay, I'm attracted to you. You look good and all that kind of stuff. So in turn, I want you to be this. So I'm gonna set these standards for you. And then when you fall short of them, I'm still just gonna keep going and going and going, waiting for you to change, and you never do. That's what happens to most people.
Let's go back to the person that's doing that.
Okay.
Let's go back to the person that's performing all that action right there. Mm-hmm. What are they lacking at that moment? Because I come right back to this. What is lacking in love? So if that person is constantly trying to fix the individual that's lacking or that seem to fulfill themselves within, like if you and I are the person trying to help another, right?
Okay, we're trying to help another.
Right? Mm-hmm. And we're so caught up in that moment, and we think that's that initial type of sensation that's created. We get affected by that, and we think that's some form of love because we're doing something for someone else. Okay. Like, you know how they say it's better to give than receive. So all of a sudden you can get caught up in the concept that...
What you said before, is that being selfish? You're being selfish.
Well, at that moment it's an ignorant type of selfishness.
Got you. But most people have that, though. That's most relationships in the world.
So ask yourself again, why are you not loving yourself? Why do you not understand what you need? And the very moment you start pulling away from yourself to that type of capacity that you start chasing.
Right.
Are you in love with yourself? Or are you in love with an idea now?
I mean, it's definitely the idea. Because you want this person to be, like I said before, you have this box of everything you want to be in the person that you got, you have this life design. I want this person to be this, this, and this. So you're really trying to change this person to be that. And I think love at its core is letting the person be who they are. If they showing you who they are, believe who they are. Right. But yeah, we don't do that.
Right. And so you're bringing me to this idea real fast. So you take a friendship, for example.
Okay.
Genuine love is a continual of understanding of another.
Okay.
It's an equal opportunity. You get replenished as you give.
Right.
Right. So if you take intimacy, you take a personal relationship where you have a partner of some sort, right? Mm-hmm. If that love is not coming back and forth, then you are wasting your time.
True.
So I go back to that word evolution, or to evolve, make a revolution. I say that's love backwards.
Okay.
If you put it in the mirror, you should see yourself to some capacity. So when I look at myself and I critique myself and what I want out of myself, I should want out of another, right?
Right.
Ideally, right? Mm-hmm. And we should do that for each other. We become a mirror to each other. Mm-hmm. So you build me, I build you. You critique me, I critique you. All that stays equal for another, and we continue to understand each other because we love each other.
Right. So to build successful relationships, you think you just have to start with friendship? Because it's so easy for people to take the mask off with so-called friends or whatever when sex not in the arena at all. It's okay for me to be me. It's okay for me to be vulnerable and talk about these deep things. But once we cross the line into sex and all that, it complicates everything, and all that goes out the window.
Well, one of the biggest
fine line between the
I gotta bring science in here real fast.
Okay.
One of the biggest problems is most people can't understand that a chemical starts to take place when intimacy takes place.
What they call it? Is it oxytocin or oxytocin? How you pronounce? I know that's the word. Am I pronouncing it? I think it's oxytocin.
Hey man, it could be whatever you wanted to call it, but
it's
I'm
like
gonna tell you what it does.
Drug, they say.
Yeah, it's a love drug.
It's still a hug.
It's a love drug.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and the complexity of that is no person wants to let it pass because we act too fast and we want to get caught up on that emotion, and we forgot the fact that we're supposed to be nurturing to each other, friends to each other, loving to each other. Like we're supposed to be brother and sister first, right?
Right.
Okay,
hey, that sounds like incest now, man.
Well, at the end of the day, aren't we all related? Huh? Blood is the factor.
You had to go there, huh?
Well, you're going to make me bring up principle of family. But again, we're talking about love, and love encompasses family, right?
Okay.
All right.
So, yeah, bringing me to that point, another thing I was thinking about, like, people will fight harder for love when it comes to romantic relationships than they will for friendships. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like ego comes into play with friendship. You can have a friend, you've known this friend for 15 years, man. Y'all have a disagreement and fall out. It's just like, whatever, all right, okay. But you can have this partner, you'll go back and forth with them for 7 years, going back and forth, helping them fighting their demons, dismissing red flags, all kind of stuff, looking crazy, putting in all this work. You do all this, but when it comes to friendship, it's just like, they're expendable.
So the question becomes, what are we searching for? Some gratification, some instant gratification? That'll bring me to IG fast.
I just think sex changed everything because that's the real difference.
That's gratification.
I can love a friend, I can love my lover, but I'm being intimate in a sexual way over here. So I'm fighting for this because. So
it sounds like something to gain.
It sounds like it's a sexualized world we live in.
Oh, we do live.
A highly sexualized
well, how about
world
this?
We live in.
Overly sexualized and overly sensitive, right?
Okay.
So you bring me to another point. Mm-hmm. I don't want to forget this because love is also supposed to be all encompassing. Mm-hmm. So we shouldn't neglect ourselves, right? True love is supposed to be within us and through us connected to another.
I think true love is connected to that kid all of us possess inside. Because like you said before, with kids, they love so freely, they love so easily, but going through life experiences, going through betrayal, or any other thing, ordeal that we went through, we put all these walls up and it changes things. But if everybody could tap into that child within them, all that stuff disappears.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, but we don't live in a safe world, so, you kind of got to have those guards.
Well,
how
about we do this for each other then?
Okay.
How about we do this for each other? You and I became friends not that long ago. Mm-hmm. We constantly edify and build each other up, right?
Yes.
And we see the innocence in each other, right?
Right. It takes work, too, y'all. Don't think this is easy right here, y'all. We're going to let you in a little bit. Friendship takes work, too. That's why I was just talking about the love and the friendship type. It takes a lot of work. If you really want to enjoy that pure love and the friendship, that pure friendship, no mask, vulnerability at its finest, all that kind of stuff, it takes a lot of work, man. Probably feel like more work in a relationship sometimes, Stro.
Well, it's a marriage at the end of the day.
Oh, wow. He brought that up again, man. Y'all better go back to episode 1 and listen to his definition of that.
Hey, catch up to speed.
Yeah, go back to episode 1. When he dropping that word marriage, I'm not going to get into that tonight, defend it, or say anything about it, but yeah. Tap in.
Well, look here, friend. We constantly dialogue. We constantly try to understand each other, right?
Okay.
Again, I don't know how to lose this in a sentence. Love is not without understanding. Understanding is not without love.
So that's what a lot of people are missing, understanding. Realizing we're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. People are not going to live up to the fantasy or the ideology that you have of them in your head. And it's kind of, so true love is just, I don't know, just dealing with that and keep going and keep striving to just.
Well, keep pushing.
Yeah. You
Man,
gotta get past that.
Look. Take our friendship, for example.
Uh-huh.
Now, we don't tussle a lot.
He said a lot.
Get caught up on words. But the point is still, we have our disagreements, man.
Often.
One of the things that's the most beautiful about our relationship.
Mm-hmm. 'Cause that's what friendships are as well, relationships.
Right.
Okay.
Man, look, I could call you, you ignore me. Right? Not pick up the phone.
Okay.
Sadly, I'll call right back though. You know me, I'm like, I don't know why she ignored me, so I'll call right back.
Right. It's a lot of things is just ego, man, because there's a lot of times, even in our friendship, where we'll have words, we'll have certain things, and I could easily pick up the phone and say, hey, this and this and this, and it take a while. I do sometimes, but it take a while to battle with my mind. Like, I'm not calling him. It wasn't my fault. I'm not going to do that.
And look, I'm struggling right there with you because I'm saying to myself, I don't want to call.
You're better at that. Nah,
well,
I say you're more involved than me in that area. Because you'll pick up a phone. You'll say the words that need to be said.
I'm just a little older in this flesh. That's all.
Older don't mean that, though. It's people I know that's way younger or way older. It comes with maturity and life experiences and living.
How about that?
And God.
How about God keeps teaching me?
And He's taught you. Because the deal with me.
Well, you're a special case.
I am a special case. And so are you.
Oh, thank you.
We're not going to admit that now.
Well, I'm grateful, actually.
Oh, y'all, you got to have... You got some gumption or something to deal with Stro, y'all. He's a great person.
Bit of a character.
A lot of a character.
Well, I'm glad your name D-Love, because love me, D.
But I just, I really want to get down to the bottom of it, because I want a lot more people to experience love on a level that when they're not just looking for, as far as, like I say, in a romantic setting, like friendships. I want them to, like, what can we say? What can we do to break this down to people? Where they don't miss out on beautiful connections. Because I believe it could be a lot more beautiful connections in this world. But what is the core things that's missing that, I don't know. Because what we're experiencing in our friendship and our level, how beautiful it is, I think a lot more people should be experiencing that.
Well, so again, man, I'm going to simplify it like this. Because this is the thing I actually dislike about us as people in our society. Why are we not taking the opportunity to just talk to each other, look at each other, understand each other, be patient with each other?
Right.
Explain to me why we're not doing that, because the question to me becomes, okay, well, is it society conditioning us to think about how we should be divided? And that's why we don't have real love, because we're divided and we don't know how to connect?
Number one, communication.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go back to selfishness. Most people are worried about what can you do for them? Yep. What are they getting out of it? So they're disregarding struggles that you may have. They just worry about, they hurt my feelings. They're not doing what I asked them to do. I mean, so at the end of the day, I think that's the big part of it, man. Most people are worried about themselves. And how they benefit from any type of relationship, any type of connection.
So
you have to put another person first to get here.
So I'm going to bring something up.
Like you said, replenish.
Narcissism.
Yeah.
Narcissism.
Narcissism. Yes.
I like all three versions, just so you know.
Okay.
The problem is we're actually conditioned to be selfish, and then we're taught to be conditioned. Our primitive state, we don't understand, so we're lost.
Okay.
That's a shame. Because if you don't know yourself, you can't know another. So if you don't understand all your selfish tendencies, you literally can't understand somebody else's. So you actually do need to look back in that mirror as I bring that back up. Look in the mirror, see yourself for a second, understand your selfish tendencies, understand what you lack, understand what you want to do, and then that's what you're supposed to do.
So basically, you're saying the closer you get to yourself and the more love you can get to others.
Well, it sounds like narcissism.
Narcissism, I told you, is excess.
Yes.
Of self-love.
And I agree with you again.
Not just self-love.
The only reason
you're overdoing it.
I know. And the only reason I bring that up again because
you're in the mirror more than the man in the mirror.
I don't actually look at myself that much.
Okay. I wasn't speaking about you. I was speaking in general. See? Narcissism. I was. Narcissism. That's a different episode. We'll have to cover like a whole entire episode. We covered a little bit, but we're going to do an entire episode on narcissism.
But it's just sad because we really can't identify ourselves, so we don't know how to identify people, and we lack asking questions of another. So if I said, hey, D-Luv, what did you mean when you said what you said?
So communication. Because at the end of the day, I was just sitting there thinking that me, myself, I'm speaking to the world, but I cut people off extremely fast. It's like, and I'm what I just said that people do, I do it myself. If someone does something I don't like, I'm going to cut them off. I don't have time for that, and just move on. And if they don't come say something to me, or they don't try to make it right, I'm just done with it.
Well, that's pride, ego, as we said.
And that's what it is. It leads me. So maybe pride is an issue for a lot of people. I think it is.
Look, I got to bring this fact into play. Proverbs 16:33. I love reading, okay? It says pride is before a crash.
Okay.
So when we bring ego into the factor, it erases love.
It does. My ego has stopped a lot of great things from happening in my life. I've had a lot of great things happen in my life, but I know I could have a lot more. But the ego gets in the way. I've been working on it. You kind of help with that?
A little bit. But look, I want to jump in real fast. Guess what? If we both wouldn't have checked our ego, we wouldn't be here.
It's hard to believe you have an ego problem because I will say, a lot of times you have stepped up a lot more than me in those times. Like I said, I cut people off. And because of that, it's easy for me to come to you and say, I apologize. Easy. And I don't do that.
But I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't have an ego.
You have one. But like you said, in this life, I would say you've been here long, you're just more evolved. You're more in tune with yourself.
Take that word again. Evolve.
You're more in tune with yourself.
Derivative of evolution.
Yes.
Spell it again backwards this time.
I don't want to spell it.
It's love.
Yeah, I ain't want to spell it in a long time. Oh, I got you. Been a long time. We're not going to do this over here, but I get what you're saying, man. So at the end of the day, so you're saying people just need to evolve.
We have to.
People have to evolve. Well, what are the steps in there? Like, I want this show to be a place where we can help people with that. All so, right. I'm good at simplifying things, getting to the bottom of things. I want to get in the simplest form. What can we do to help people to establish more real connections, to get more love in their life? True, pure, unadulterated love. Where non-judgmental love. Just love in its purest state.
Love in its purest state.
Purest form, purest state. What are the easiest steps we can help people to get to that, man?
All right. Well, I'm glad you said that because I actually did this once upon a time. And I'm going to need you to do me a favor if you don't mind. I need you to read a definition according to your spirit, your mind. But love for me is simple. Love, vulnerable, trust, communicate, understand, and patience.
So that just break it on down.
I mean, that's simple for me. Love, vulnerable, trust, communicate, understanding, and patience.
I mean, you hit it on the head, but if it can be that easy though, but like
no, it's not easy. It's not.
But why can't it be?
Because
it seems like it could be, man.
No, you're right. You're right, like but we're working constantly against it because we're conditioned to think self-protect, self-preservation.
So we have to get outside of this world, basically. Everything we care about in this world, all this worldly stuff, we just have to throw it out the window. If you want true, pure love, get rid of it and just love as God says.
Man, it's going to be hard, though.
But why?
Well, think about it. What do you have to sacrifice for it?
Should we have to sacrifice for it?
We shouldn't.
But we do.
Yep. Do me a favor, though, man. I don't want to get off cue for a second, but I need you to just put some delicacy, season this up a little bit, put a little evolution to it.
Okay.
Give me some moonlight.
All right. The moonlight.
Yeah, it illuminates in the midst of the darkness.
When you say that, it just makes me want to read.
Well, it makes me think about how it go? What? Jesus came, descended from heaven, and brought life to those that were dead, resurrected them.
I got you.
Can you share love with me? Your definition.
My definition?
Just yours.
Well, it's not as simple as yours. Well, it's kind of simple, but it's in paragraph form. I think last episode, Stro told you guys, that I write as well. And I said one day, I'm going to start sharing my writings with people, man. So I guess this time, tonight, we'll be blessed. And so happened that I wrote about that 4-letter word of love, my definition of it. And this was just pure. For some reason, when I put a pen to paper, man, everything just flows out of me. It's unfiltered, whatever God puts on my heart. And this is what I came up with. So bear with me here. All right. Love is tailor-made. There is no one way to do it or one way to receive it. You can't box it in and there are no instructions. It's just one big free-for-all. Does love really hurt or are we all just doing it wrong? Is there a wrong way to do something that has no rules at all? I'm not just speaking about romantic love. I'm speaking about love as a whole. Why are most people afraid of something so beautiful? Are we all on a journey to preserve our souls, hiding it from the world, too afraid of being exposed? Our true nature, dimming like a light, begging for permission to breathe. Love is a need, just like that same air we breathe. Are you truly living without it? Love is that glimmer of hope to continue on. It can even take one being just showing you love one time to feel you along, to the end of time. Love says somebody sees me. I'm not a mirage. They see me and love me in spite of these flaws. Love is an embodiment of it all. Whatever it is, whatever love is to you, love is God's miracle.
Ooh, gee.
And that's it, man. That's my definition of love.
Ooh, gee. Man.
In short form, man.
Oh, Lord.
Consider, man, y'all don't be too judgmental. Consider yourself privileged. I don't really share my work with a lot of people, man. But
that's my dog.
I'm getting out there.
That's my dog. That's my dog.
You're so silly, man. So to me, if it can all be that simple, and that came from my core, man. Like, I want to be just free to just walk up to somebody, and I do it. Like, right now, I'm an empath. I'm an empath. I can feel when someone needs love. I can feel when someone's lacking it. Like he said, I don't know. Sometimes I just want to hug somebody. Strangers. I just walk up and just say, I just feel.
But the purity that exists within you, because you are an evolution of what love is. Mm-hmm. You see the child in every single person,
every
right?
person. That's what I see.
So one of the most beautiful things about that is you see innocence. Mm-hmm. Well, love is connected to innocence, man.
Right.
Because think about a child for a second. Let's go right back.
That's what he said. Tap in that child.
Jesus said, be like the children. You want to know what children do? Constantly seeking understanding.
That's it.
That's why they ask why.
They live it because every day when kids enter a world, everything's new to them.
Right.
Adults, we just get so used to the same thing, mundane, conditioned life that we forget to look for that, man. Mm-hmm. We forget to look for the freshness in everything, man. Mm-hmm. So everything becomes like the same. With the kids, everything they see, everything they view is like, oh my God, it's something new. I want to understand it. I want to know what that means. How do we get that back, or we haven't lost it? Maybe it's still there.
No, we haven't lost it. It's not that we lost it. It's we're too caught up. So again, we take our personal relationship, right?
Okay.
One of the things that we continue to do for each other is constantly understand.
Okay.
I mean, it's simple. Take the innocence in a kid. They constantly ask why. You and I, when we have misunderstanding, something that does not connect, we ask why, so we can link back. Yeah. So we link back.
Yeah, we get to the bottom of it. We get to the essence of everything.
Man, I'll read it again.
Okay.
Love, vulnerable, and understanding.
And patience. You said patience.
I did. That's the very last thing. It's only 5.
Okay.
But the point in that is we're going to constantly do that for each other.
Yes.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because we love each other.
Man,
real love.
What? Pure love.
Right.
Man, I love this guy to the core. Like, haven't known him like not even 2 years, man. But it's like, I don't know if God just put him there. He one of God's angels or whatever. But all everybody looks for, like he says, understanding. When I met someone who wants to understand me, this complex brain, this complex being, man, that's all it took right there. So the basis of love is just understanding.
It's simple.
That's the simplified version of understanding.
And we're only here for a temporary time, so why are we not doing it?
Right. Oh, is it because we consume with ourselves? Okay, we so consumed with trying to understand ourselves that we feel like we don't have time to understand others. But when you look into others, you will understand yourself because you will find yourself seeing yourself inside of others.
A mirror.
Yeah.
on the wall. Right back. Let's bring it up again.
I think everybody has a little piece of somebody else inside of them because
we all do. Yeah. We're all human at the end of the day. Never forget that we're all primitive. So technically speaking, every single human being biologically is the same.
We are, really. Of course, but we get lost in it. We get lost in the world.
Conditioned mind.
Conditioned mind, responsibility. I think responsibility gets in the way of love too. Or you always go back to that?
Well, a conditioned mind allows you to be preoccupied with thought. Mm-hmm. And that'll start appealing to the analytical, and we'll start losing ourselves in that.
Okay.
That's why most people are not loving. Like, for example, let's take a subjective thought title.
Okay.
Engineer. Do they seem affectionate?
No.
Why not?
You said engineers as far as the people who are in that profession?
I mean, it doesn't mean every single engineer is like that. I just want to show you something. I was just about to say, the initial appearance of an
because they're so analytical.
Yes.
That you feel like, I mean, it almost be like a machine to love them or something. Everything has to fit in the part. You can't compartmentalize love. You can't control love. And that's the one thing. People have to have control. So I think that's why we don't get love in its purest form, because we want to control how it moves. And we really don't have any control, even in this world at all. But that's the one thing we really can't control.
You know,
we have limited control.
They say opposites attract.
Right.
So typically for an engineer, it takes a creative person by nature to resonate with an engineer.
It's
an offsetting balance. Two engineers exist.
What about it? So creative just means free-spirited almost. Yes. It has to be a free-spirited person. Yes. So to basically open their eyes to get outside of the analytical world that they live in.
Right.
They give them a different perspective.
And I'm talking about it from a statistical standpoint.
Oh, yeah, I got
because less than 5% can two engineers exist with each other.
Okay. You think, for real? Seriously? I don't know about that because...
Well, get an engineer to look it up and let's get them to chime in. How about that?
Okay, we'll put that on the list. But I feel like understanding will reside there because they get one another. You're being analytical. I'm being analytical. Logic. You get why I'm being analytical.
All right.
Because you understand.
So what happens when the analytical mind is off course from another? What happens then? Is there understanding?
Yeah, it probably would take an outside source to see that.
It take a creative mind.
Yeah, but not all the time, though. I think they can coexist.
You just said an outside source, which is a free spirit.
No, that was for the point you were making. So I said,
I felt like you were fighting me just now.
I'm always fighting you, dude. Every single time. All right, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So we were trying to get down to love. We simplified it. It takes patience, not trying to control a person, letting them be them or whatever, understanding. Do you think, as far as, bring this word soulmate into effect.
Okay.
Do you think everybody has only one soulmate? Do you even believe in soulmates first? And then once you answer that, do you think we have more than one soulmate?
Well, I'll answer both questions at one time. Mm-hmm. If your soul has always existed, your spirit just vibes on the face of this earth. You're connected to everything. Could you put that in a singular? Like only one person can do it?
I don't think so. Because, I mean, we all have so many parts of us. We have layers.
Right.
So, I mean, it might be possible to find someone that resonates with every layer that resides within you. Mm-hmm. But that is super rare. So, I can see a lot of different people touching you on different levels.
Right.
So, for me, I would say, no, we don't have one soulmate. I do believe in them. But I think soulmates don't even have to be romantic. It could be a friend as a soulmate. And if you do run into a soulmate, that doesn't mean they're forever.
All right, so I'll go ahead.
Soulmates can come in for a time period in your life to help you in that period, but that don't mean, they're going to be there forever. They could be here to teach you a lesson.
So I'll easily agree with you in both categories.
Okay.
Yes, a person can be and fulfill it all because y'all evolve together.
Okay.
I can also believe simply that we can connect with so many people that hit that same vibe.
Right.
They found that frequency. It resonates all the way to the bottom of your spine.
Mm-hmm. So soulmate is basically someone that's vibrating on the same frequency that you're on.
At the end of the day.
So I don't know. People think you have to throw sex into that, but you really don't, bro. Because I can easily say you're one of my soulmates. Right. So, that has nothing to do with it. It doesn't. You just have to.
I mean, we can throw it in there real fast.
Right. Just
your best sexual partner will be somebody that vibes with you on an extreme level.
Not necessarily, because your best sexual partner, you cannot love them at all. That could be super casual, but the sex was good. So I have to beg to differ with that.
You really do? Are you being serious right now?
I have to beg to differ.
So you
can have someone with great sex, awesome sex. They know how to use their physical body, but they can be stupid. They don't have no kind of intellectual capacity. They can't resonate with you on any level. But when y'all in the physical act, and that can be the best one. They can be the best one. If you're going by physical, unless great sex to you encompasses emotional connections and mental connections and mental stimulation as well, but a lot of people don't do that. So maybe you ought to word that a different way if you're trying to make that a point. But nah, you can strictly cut out all of that and have great sex, the best sexual partner.
I'm gonna still say the vibe and the energy was right.
So that's you. So in order to great sex, the best sexual partner to you, it encompasses all of that. Then that's not for everybody.
Well, let me ask you a question. If you took your mental out, your energy and your vibe was exactly right, could you have the best sex of your life?
No.
You couldn't?
No.
So
because I ain't gonna say I can suck, because I don't want to say you can suck your sex. You're not. I can not know my body. I cannot.
Well, let me ask you a question. No. I gotta go right here.
Okay.
So when you're talking about that type of intimacy, that type of sex, right? Are y'all fluent?
That sounds like making love.
Are y'all fluent?
Okay, yeah. That sounds like making love.
Sound like y'all vibing.
But no, I disagree.
Well, we all in love.
But maybe I disagree because myself. Because I can be detached when it comes to sexual stuff. It can be great sex. It can be the best sex ever. But that feeling stuff just don't come into play.
Watch this. We can be subject. And we'll say, you know who I had the best sex with? The one you remember the most is the one you still want to be with. No, I'm saying that for you, not me.
He said the one you remember the most is the one you still want to be with?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see how to put this, okay?
Can
I had this person. Okay, let me finish this thought first. You can have this person, the best sex physically. I mean, they understand their body, they understand anatomy, understand how everything works or whatever, but there's nothing there. Then I can have a person who's not as great in bed as that person.
Agreed.
But oh my God, the passion's there. Agreed. The connection's there.
Agreed.
We have intimacy outside of the bedroom. I mean, we talk about life and the stars and the moon and whatever, and it kind of intensifies the sexual act outside of that. But that other person, oh my God, they're way better than him in bed. But this person right here, they embody everything. Not just one aspect.
I can agree with that.
Seems like you just fell in love.
With who?
Yeah, I'm looking at your eyes.
With myself?
I don't know, mirror. He might be looking at himself through my eyes. Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Hey,
who's
bro.
the fairest one
of them all?
Okay.
Right.
What do you want to share, though, bro?
Oh, man, look, I got lost for just a second.
I bet.
This has no title, so I look at it like this. To be able to enjoy the rays of the sun, to bask in it and appreciate the wisdom, to not get caught in the storm, to avoid the fallen trees, to rather enjoy the breeze on a day that's warm, to enjoy the day when it's calm, to relish, to hope, to be at peace in that moment, to be a bird soaring in the sky free. That's a life for me. You can see a wild animal ripped at its core when it's trapped in a cage. We are meant to be free. From this, we can turn the page.
Just listening to that, it brought a lot of stuff to the forefront for me. I think love and freedom go hand in hand. Pure love is
Absolutely.
freedom. Freedom to be imperfect.
Yes.
I think that's the essence of it. True love is the freedom to be imperfect, and I'm still trying to understand you, regardless of your flaws or whatever. I think that's true.
Man, I can hug
patience.
you, dude.
I bet.
Your voice so warm on the microphone.
That's what it is, dude, man. Freedom. Because, I think the times I felt love and the love in its purest form is when I felt free. They wasn't trying to change me.
So, hit you with this fact one more time. Remember, we talked about vulnerability.
That's freedom. Freedom and
See,
vulnerability.
if we have no understanding, we cannot be vulnerable.
Facts.
Which means we can't be free.
Okay. So yeah, all that kind of go hand in hand. It's kind of looping around right there. But I was just thinking about the times where I felt that is the times I could be myself. I wasn't thinking twice. I wasn't thinking what I had to be to appease this person. It was just me being me, and that was enough.
Well, thank you for giving me that without intimacy. That's a real friend.
It is.
But we're still married, though.
Oh, man. Go back to episode 1, guys. I promise you'll understand what he's talking about, because right now, you just hearing that, I'm losing on this. Just hearing that without explanation. Please go back to episode 1. But I let him be free. I let him express himself like he expressed himself. So if he says we're married, I guess I got a veil.
And yet you give me an opportunity to experience real love.
Oh, man. Boy, don't go there, bro. Don't do this to me.
Hey.
I could have, that brought a tear to my eye, man.
Oh, man, same, dude.
Man, but people can only wish to experience this connection that we have, though, man. I'm like, I've never, to this day, had someone to understand me like this guy understands me. I mean, even if he doesn't understand, he tries. And at the end of the day, I think that's love too, trying to understand. Because you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be 100% at love. I'm good at love.
You know, you brought that up. You brought that up. You actually said one of our biggest problems is perfectionism.
Yes.
Right? Which is connected to expectations.
Right.
You know, one of the things we start doing is that what we want, what we desire, what we think we need, we expect from another.
Right.
So all of a sudden that expectation gets projected and we start losing the connection of love.
Right.
And that's sad for me.
Mm-hmm. I think I've done it a lot, expecting me out of other people.
Well, we all do it, though,
right? That's a tall order, man. Expecting me out of other people and being disappointed when it doesn't happen.
Yes,
you're right. So that's why I stay to myself.
Hey, can't blame you either.
I bet. But my sister like that. I mean, I think my sister's the definition of pure love. That girl there, she sees the best in everybody. Everybody. I can't tell you a person that she's met and she don't see the good in them. A true, pure, unadulterated heart, that's God's heart in that girl.
And I'm glad you had her in your life, because through her, I see you. And because she's connected you and resides within you, right. I get it by proxy.
Yeah, right. I'm the same too, but I have a couple more guards up because of that love. I protect my family, I protect her, I protect everybody around, so I have that up. But her, I don't know. You see it so much more clear, and she's blunt, and she's super blunt. She gonna give it to you.
You have to love honest people,
right. I do love honest people. Right. I'm an honest person myself. A lot of people can't handle honesty though. They really can't do it.
I don't know if I want to comment on that right now.
A lot of people can't handle true honesty. You know
I don't know if I want to comment on that.
It's too much, man.
Well, another thing I struggle with is we sugarcoat things, right? Now, I believe in, seasoning things up and being delicate and being kind and things of that sort.
Right.
But one of our biggest problems is we can't be honest with each other, which means we can't be vulnerable with each other.
Because they're afraid of being judged.
Right. And judgment is a huge problem. I hope you know that judgment is not something that we're supposed to experience with each other. If we're supposed to be a representation of what is divine on the face of this earth, we don't judge.
Okay.
He does.
Right. He's the only person that can judge.
Right. So, again, when we place judgment, we lack understanding.
Right.
We've already decided.
Mm-hmm. People always... Go ahead.
So if we prejudge, for example, if I looked at you and said, oh my God, I see a dude.
Okay.
I see a white person that acts like a dude.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what am I supposed to do with that information? Decide what is and what is not.
Right.
Not have a conversation with you, not get to know you.
A lot of people miss out on a lot of connections for that judgment. When you got a person that can be just like you, y'all can have so much in common because you prejudge them.
Ask yourself again.
What?
Do you want love?
Man, I am love.
Not you. The people that do that.
I got you.
The people that decide way ahead of time. The people that get to know you in a short period of time decide. Are they a representation of what love really is?
Right.
Or are they limiting themselves? And are they depriving themselves?
They are, man.
Of love.
Really? I met a lot of people that I never thought I would hold a conversation with in my life. And once I talk to them and get to know them, I realize, man, we're two of the same. Are you about to share something?
It's a thought.
Okay.
Something about connection starts to hit me.
Okay.
And I kind of want to bring us to something that we'll do a little later, but here you go. Do we really understand it to be bonded with another fear creeps in because it means we have to trust it. The fear that it can be lost, vulnerable. It's as if our energy flows in and out of each other. Close your eyes. Just imagine that energy is leaving from you and returning back from the other. It can be so strong that you don't even have to be around each other. You can still feel it, the vibration. Sadly, we feel as if, oh, no, here you go. Sadly, we feel it so rarely because so many are simply disconnected. See, we get distracted by life, work, social media, and so forth and so on. You can think about all the types of distractions if you want. Cognizant, huh?
That's all, man. We got plenty of distractions.
Cog.
Right.
Well, my simple explanation becomes this. Just breathe, be calm, be patient. Take notice so we can allow ourselves the opportunity to be connected. Here you go. Will we fight for it? Allow ourselves to grow from it. The elevation from another's spirit.
Okay.
I mean, when I think of that, I mean, your spirit rises me up and my spirit should rise you up. In other words, we edify each other every moment we're around each other.
And that's facts.
That's real love.
Right. Everybody feel it too.
We never tear down.
I mean, people feel massive energy when you get both of us around each other. You guys run into us at a restaurant, anywhere in the world, a mall, walking down the street. You're going to feel that energy and you're going to feel that love, man. It just embodies us, man.
Right.
Okay.
So I'll read this part again.
All right, come on with it.
Will we fight for it? Allow ourselves to grow from it. The elevation of one's spirit, to transcend heavenward, to not descend nor go backwards. It's a gift from above to be connected. It is love.
There go that 4-letter word again, man. I wonder how many times we use that word tonight, man. You can count it. How about we start this, man? Whoever can guess how many times we said that 4-letter word tonight, get the closest.
I wish.
But look, who gonna go back and count it to see if they're right? So scratch that.
Nobody.
He said nobody. Look, I'm not gonna even go back to count it to see if
I already know how many.
How many you think?
33.
33.
Well, 3s are on site. It's a trinity.
I think it's way more than 33, dude.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with, let me guess. I'm gonna say 105.
Man, you crazy.
We said love at least 105 times.
Man, you crazy.
We said love at least 105 times.
Keep saying it so you get
love. Y'all don't mind us, man. Tonight we were talking about love, man. I hope you felt the energy. I hope it's going all through your body. I hope it kind of helped you out a little bit to break it down and simplify it to get you closer to feeling that feeling, or helping you to recognize that you already have that in your life, and maybe you just didn't understand and just didn't know it. Maybe you look next to you and see your neighbor and be like, man, I love you and you love me, man. Just a little understanding. That's all it took. I love you too, dude. All right, man. As usual, we got to wrap this thing up, man. It's getting late. You want to leave us with anything, man? Any words before we get out of here?
I just want us to be a representation of love on the face of this earth, and every day that we breathe and we're grateful for being born, we show love to another.
At all times, man. Show God's love. Y'all already know what time it is. You know what happened. You just got stroked.
That's right. And you had Stro on the mic and you had D-Luv.
All right, man. Good night.